What's up everybody, it's Logan from Sleepopolis.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Joybed Mattress, which avoids the use of foam in favor of more natural materials like wool and cotton. I'm going to go over the materials used, the firmness of the Joybed, run some tests, give some recommendations, but if there's anything I don't cover, just leave a note in the comment section below. Now, if you are looking for a mattress that uses natural materials and you want to shop around a little bit, you can just Google Sleepopolis and organic mattresses, but for right now, let's take a look at the materials in the Joybed mattress. All right, so I cut open the Joybed to get a better look at what is going on inside of the mattress. We're gonna start with the cover, which is an organic cotton cover. It's actually quilted. That's gonna provide you with some immediate pressure relief, some softness right off the bat, so you can sink in just a little bit. Now, underneath that quilted cover, we have another layer of, I think this is wool here. It's really soft. This is meant to provide kind of the pressure relief, comfort there. Really thin layer in my opinion. This is kind of what replaces foam in most bed-in-a-box hybrids. So instead of kind of that piece of polyfoam or memory foam or latex foam, you're getting these organic cotton and wool fibers in the mattress so that it's more of an organic feeling to the mattress, fewer foams. They're trying to avoid those chemicals, things like that in the mattress. So if that's important to you, this is where the natural part of the mattress comes into play. Now, underneath that, we see the pocketed coil system. This is the support of the mattress. They're really bouncy, as you can see there. So, you know, in my opinion, the wool and cotton layers are really thin. You push through them really easily. So you're gonna get a lot of your feel from this mattress from this pocketed coil. It's probably gonna be a firm feel to the mattress. We'll check that out in the next section of the review. But this is basically where most of the support and the feel of the mattress comes from. So it's gonna be a firm, bouncy mattress. So now that we've seen what makes up the Joybed, it's time to talk about what it feels like to actually lie on the mattress. So I'm gonna start on my back. Now with my weight pretty evenly distributed, I definitely feel more on top of the Joybed. It's got a bit of a firmer feel to it. In my opinion, it's like a 7.5 out of 10 on the firmness scale. I know a few other testers that I had jump on the mattress felt kind of the same way. You know, it does feel like my back is aligned in a good position. I'm kind of compacting down the natural fibers, the cotton, the wool in there, which do fill in the space beneath my lower back a little bit, but still in general, I would say I'm more on top of the Joybed than I am in it. Next, I rolled onto my side, which was really easy. With the coil support, it gives you a bit of bounce and definitely feel more on top of the Joybed, so there's no fear in kind of feeling trapped in the layers at all here. Once I got onto my side, I did feel kind of a little jammed up here. You know, the Joybed, at least this version of it, is a little bit firmer in my opinion. Again, kind of that 7.5 out of 10 firmness. So in general, I do want to recommend that strict side sleepers get softer mattresses with a lot more room to sink into the mattress. If you do sleep on your side and end up on a firm mattress, you'll probably feel a little jammed up. It can cause some pressure points to form in that position, which is something you want to watch out for. We're going to take a closer look at that later on in the review, but I did just want to mention here that you know, sleeping on my side on the Joybed is probably not recommended. And finally, stomach sleeping on the Joybed I found to be pretty nice actually. A lot of stomach sleepers are looking for really firm support because it helps keep your hips from sinking into the mattress, keeps your spine aligned in a good position. So in general, when I'm looking at mattresses for stomach sleepers, I'm looking for firmer mattresses, and I definitely felt like my hips were well supported on the Joybed. Now the first test I want to share with you is the pressure map test, and basically instead of just describing the feel of the Joybed, this is going to give you a visual representation of where pressure points might form while lying on the mattress. So I'm going to lie on it in a few positions and you'll see the results next to me, ranging from blue for low pressure to red for high pressure. Now starting on my back, you can see again my weight's pretty evenly distributed and it's blue across the board. Nothing really stands out here. What I would be looking for is if there was weaker support, my hips would be sinking in and you could maybe see some pressure rising there. But again, with the firm support, felt more on top of the mattress, so nothing out of the ordinary here. Rolling onto my side, however, you can start to see a bit higher pressure into that green to yellow range at the hips and the shoulders. You know, that definitely stands out. That's something that side sleepers are going to want to be careful of. Raised pressure, especially at the shoulders. You can have some shoulder troubles jamming up there a little bit. Which kind of fits in with what we saw with a firmer mattress. Then rolling onto my stomach, again, weight's pretty evenly distributed, pretty much blue across the board. You might see some little pressure spikes there where my knees are just because they are pressing in a little bit. Honestly, that's nothing out of the ordinary, nothing really to write home about. So the next test is to give people a general idea of if they're going to feel like they're sitting on top of or sinking into bed. So we have this Sinkage test using 4 balls of varying sizes, weights, and densities to simulate different body parts, and we check to see how far into the Joybed they sink. So you have the 6-pound medicine ball, fills with sand, sinks in about an inch. Here you have this 10-pound steel ball, sinks in about an inch and a half. Here we have a 50-pound medicine ball, simulates kind of that heavier portions of your body, your shoulders, maybe your hips, sinks into the Joybed about 3.5 inches. And over here on the left, we have a 100-pound medicine ball, so if you're a bit bigger, simulates kind of that center mass of your body, and it sinks into the Joybed about 4.5 inches. Now across the board, this is actually lower sinkage or less sinkage, so basically it's higher up in the mattress than pretty much any other mattress that I've tested. Especially impressive were the results for the 50 and 100-pound medicine ball, which we usually see more sinkage for, so this kind of speaks to that firm feel from the strong support of the coils of the Joybed. Another test that I run is the bounce test or motion transfer test. And basically, I drop this 10-pound steel ball from heights of 4, 8, and 12 inches to simulate someone kind of getting into and out of bed or rolling around in the middle of the night. And I measure the disturbance transferred across the mattress with the seismometer placed on the other side of the bed. Now, there was really high motion transfer on the Joybed, which is kind of what you would expect out of a bouncier mattress. So, if you are someone who sleeps with a partner who's a little bit of a restless sleeper or gets into and out of bed throughout the night, you probably are going to feel it a little bit in the Joybed. So between the strong support keeping you from sinking into the mattress, the bounciness of the coils, I would say you're going to feel more on top of the Joybed, be able to move around a little bit, but also you're probably going to feel the motion on the other side of the bed. Now before I go, I want to give you a few of my recommendations and complaints with the Joybed. So first up, one of the reasons I think you might want to buy the Joybed is if you're looking for a firm mattress. I found that it has really strong support. So if you're someone who's looking for firm support out of their mattress, the Joybed could be a good choice for you. Second, I would say if you are a stomach sleeper, I think the Joybed's a good option. This kind of goes back to the firm support thing there. Basically, I found that it did a good job of keeping my hips from sinking into the mattress and keeping my spine aligned in a good position, which is really important for stomach sleepers. And finally, I would say you might want to check out the Joybed if you're looking for a mattress that uses kind of natural or organic materials as opposed to a lot of the foam bed-in-a-box mattresses out there. Now, a few of my complaints with the Joybed is that if you are a side sleeper, I do think it's just a little bit too firm for you. You should definitely look for something with a little bit more space and cushion on top so that you can sink in a little bit further. Keeps the pressure from forming at your shoulders there, getting all jammed up, which can be a big issue for a lot of side sleepers. And second, I would say there's really high motion transfer with the Joybed that might be expected with such a bouncy mattress thanks to that coil support. But if you do sleep with a partner, you're probably going to feel it when they roll around in the middle of the night or kind of get into and out of bed because of that high motion transfer. Now, if you've watched the whole review and have decided that the Joybed is the right mattress for you, I want to give you a little bit of purchasing information. And first, there is a 120-night trial period. So basically, you're able to have the Joybed in your bedroom for up to 4 months and decide whether or not you want to keep it or send it back. There is a 10-year warranty, which is kind of that industry standard. So, if you are interested in that, you're going to want to check out exactly what that covers on their website, but that's pretty much what you're going to find across the board with bed-in-a-box mattresses. Shipping is free and it will arrive compressed in a box, and a queen size version of the mattress comes in at about $1,100. That's it for my review of the Joybed mattress. If there's anything I didn't cover, just leave a note in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our Sleepopolis YouTube channel as we're going to keep putting out more mattress reviews. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter so you don't miss out on any of our giveaway announcements or our sleep news. And check out sleepopolis.com for all of your sleep needs.